This is a blue velvet cake. I'm just trying to sculpt the brown part from the upper layer of the cake and also the bottom. Then I'll be sharing the cake into two. You are welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ode Siva. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I decorate a Hot Wheel birthday cake. This is a chocolate cake. I'm just going to share this cake into two, and I'll be removing the crust from the upper part because this crust you don't need it in your cake. So I'll just remove it like this, and this is a red velvet cake. I'll remove the upper part because this upper part is always very soft and you don't need it. So I'll just share it into two and set them aside. So this is a vanilla cake. What I just did is I'm trying to sculpt it for it to be straight, yeah, if that makes sense, for it to be straight. And I'll be using my plum to shake it from time to time to make sure that it's straight. This is how I get a flat layer cake very easy. It's very simple to do. So I just remove the excess part that I don't need from the cake, and I'll use my plum to shake it. So at this point it's at the right spot, so the cake is flat enough. And now I'll be cleaning my surface. It's good to always clean your work surface. And I just applied a buttercream to this vanilla cake, and I'll be stacking it all together, like with vanilla cake, chocolate cake, red velvet, blue velvet. I'll just be mixing everything together. Actually, this is my son's birthday cake that I'm making. I baked cakes of different colors for him. How will you know my son's mom is a baker? So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to sculpt all the cake to make sure that everything is in alignment, if that makes sense, to make sure that everything is equal. Yeah, so after sculpting the cake, so I'm just sculpting the cake. Now I'm done. It's good to always clean your work surface, and I'm trying to check the top if it's okay. And now I'm trying to fill in the holes that I got from some maybe knife bruises and all that. And now I'm trying to comb coat and buttercream. I have a very detailed video on how to comb coat and buttercream. You can check that video out. And now I'm just trying to roll out my blue fondant. So I've rolled out all the fondant now. So what I'll be doing next is I'm using my cake smoother to smooth it out, and I'm cutting it out with my pizza cutter. So what I did next, after cutting with pizza cutter, I used my tape to measure the wideness of the cake, which is the top. So I rolled it out and place it on top, and I use a cake smoother to smooth it out on it just like this. And this is a cake board. You have to dust it, and I'll be flipping this cake because you are making a very sharp edge cake, a crisp and clear sharp edge cake. So this is how I make my sharp edge. So I will turn it over. So this is the body of the cake. I'm trying to knead out the fondant now, and I'll be rolling it out also with my rolling pin, and I'll be measuring the longness the height of the cake. Yeah, I'll be measuring the height of the cake to roll out this fondant so that everything will mash perfectly well with the cake. As you can see now, I'm measuring the wideness of the cake. Is very important, the wideness and the height of the cake. So I just clean that out. You want to be working with a clean fondant. Make sure you always clean whatever you use. So now I'm measuring the height to measure out the fondant that I'll be using to cover the cake. So now I'm just trying to trim out all the excesses because we don't really need that. We don't need those excesses. For us to have a very clean cake, you have to cut out all the excesses that is remaining, and that is why measurement is very important. So now I'm done with the measurement and I'm satisfied with it, I'm just going to roll it out and I'll be using it to cover the cake. As I said before, I'm done rolling it out. Now I'm just using it to cover the cake. You want to make sure that you have excess cake at sorry, excuse me. You want to make sure you have excess fondant at the bottom for you to seal the edges. And I'll be just rolling it around. Then I'll be using my cake smoother to smooth everything out to make sure that there's no air bubbles and all that. And I'll be using my cake smoother to cut that out. And at the bottom, this is a cake pizza cutter. I'll use it to cut the bottom like this, and I'll be using my cake smoother to smooth it out, like to seal the edges just like this. And after sealing all the edges, I'll be using my shovel to cut out the excesses. So this is how you get or have a clean edge cake. So this cake I just covered, I did not put so many details. I will make sure that the second cake I'll cover, which is the top, because it's a two-tier cake, that's this other small one. I'll make sure that you understand everything perfectly well, so just continue watching. After smoothing all the cake, so I just flip it all around. So this is our sharp edge cake. It's very simple to do, it's very simple to make. Now I'm just trying to dust out all the excesses, all the excess whitish stuff on it. And now I'm covering the small cake. So this one I just added some water because the cake frosting was dried already, and I repeated the first process of adding the top cover. Then I'll be flipping it around now just like this as I did before. And also for the wideness of the cake, I measured everything already, and I will still cover it just like this. So I did not make sure that you understand the first one, because you have to understand the second one. Yeah, so this one I'll just turn everything around like this, cover it with this fondant like this. And after covering it around, there are different methods of actually cutting the back of the fondant. You can use your shovel too, or you can use your smoother. The first one, I use my cake smoother to cut out the back, and this one is another method. So I'll be using my shovel to cut this back part just like this. I will just take this excess parts over the other side like this. Then I will use my shovel to just cut a straight line like this. But before then, make sure that you use your cake smoother to smooth out the air bubbles and all that, to make sure that there's no air bubbles inside the cake. And now I'll be using my shovel to cut it out just like this. And the excess fondant at the back of the cake, I'll just remove it. So that's another way of achieving a sharp edge cake. It's very simple to do. It's just for you to be patient. Yes, patient is always the key word. Yeah, so I'll be using my cake smoother to just smooth everything together and cover the excess space. And now I'll be locking the bottom, the edges, sealing it with my cake smoother. So I hope you understand my explanation. So this is the way I can explain it. But if you don't, you can let me know in the comment section what you don't understand. And if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. I always love replying comments, so you can ask me there. My worst experience as a baker, the experience I just experienced not quite long, was not taking this cake picture. Can you believe that? If I tell you I did not take this cake picture, will you believe? Actually, we did a mini birthday party. So I am so grateful for all the people that came to celebrate it with us. May God continue to bless them. So my sister-in-law was helping me in the kitchen, and she said I should go and finish stacking the cake. So after I finished stacking the cake for me to come back and take picture, they already removed the table that I was supposed to use to take the picture. You know, there's a position that you take picture, it will be very clear, and there are some position you will take picture, it will not be clear because of the light or the brightness and all that. So before I came back to take the picture, they already removed the cake from the clear place that I was supposed to take the picture. And the other side that they placed the cake was not that clear. But it's all good. I thank God the celebration was successful. And this hot wheel cake was very, very beautiful. I'm rolling out black fondant now, and I'll be using this cutter to cut out all the bosses that I'll be placing on the cake. So after placing it on the cake, so that's just it. I made extra decoration. I was not able to film all that part because it was very, very busy and tight for me. So that was the reason why. I hope you enjoy watching this video. If you do, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing to this channel. If you are, for my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back to watch my video. And this is the final look of the cake. It's very, very beautiful, but I'm sorry about the picture. And this is the inside of the cake. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.